truck already.
Okay.
Thank you. Good evening. This 60th meeting of the 72nd term of the Baltimore City Council is now called to order. Please turn off all cell phones or put them on vibrate. Tonight's invocation will be led by Dr. Carl J. Solomon of United Baptist Church.
Shall we bow in prayer? God, we bow now to say thank you. Thank you for being with us from morning till now. Thank you, O God, for the mercy that met us first thing and for the grace that has met every need throughout our day. And so for your goodness toward us all, we say thank you. And now we ask for your presence to be in this place. We ask, O God, that we would sense that you are among us, that you would provide each and every one necessary your discernment for every decision that will be made. We ask, O God, that you would be in this place and grant us your guidance, that you might be glorified in all that is said and all that is done. You are aware of everything and everybody that is in this city and everything that's needed. And so, Lord, address it according to your will. And to this end, we give you glory, we give you honor, we give you praise. Bless in Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The clerk will call the roll of the members.
President Scott, Cohen, Dorsey, Henry, Schleifer, Middleton, Pinkett, Burnett, Bullock, Reisinger, Costello, Stokes, Sneed, Clark. Mr. President, we have a quorum.
It is the council's custom to generalize the invocation. I ask for a motion to generalize the prayer. Moved by Councilman Dorsey, second by Councilman Burnett. All those in favor of generalizing the invocation say aye. All those opposed say nay. The ayes have it, and the motion is adopted. Bills signed by the mayor can be found on pages 2 and 3 of the agenda. Bills to be introduced.
City Council Bill 190391, Supplementary State Fund Operating Appropriation, Police Department, $2,214,000, $214,357,000. For the purpose of providing a supplementary state fund operating appropriation in the amount of $2,214,357 to the Police Department Service 621 to provide funding to support information technology upgrades, a critical step in modernizing the department and meeting the requirements of the consent decree with the U.S. Department of Justice, and providing for a special effective date. Sponsors, City Council President on behalf of the administration.
This has been assigned to the Budget and Appropriations Committee.
City Council Bill 190392, zoning conditional use conversion of a single-family dwelling unit to 2 dwelling units in the R8 zoning district. Variance 2132 West Baltimore Street. For the purpose of permitting, subject to certain conditions, the conversion of a single-family dwelling unit to 2 dwelling units in the R8 zoning district on the property known as 2132 West Baltimore Street, as outlined in red on the accompanying plat, and granting a variance from certain bulk regulations. Sponsors, Bullock.
This has been assigned to the Land Use and Transportation Committee. Due to technical difficulties, we will not have a consent calendar for this meeting. Chair recognizes Councilwoman Clark.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would make a motion to suspend the rules to permit floor privileges to the Baltimore City Teacher of the Year, his principal, and his followers.
Second by Councilman Cohen. All those in favor of extending floor privileges to our special guest say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The motion carries, and our guests may take the floor.
Thank you. Why don't
Face the audience, Councilwoman. You can spread out, everybody. It's okay.
Okay. Mr. President, members of the council, we're here this evening to honor two people. The Baltimore City Teacher of the Year 2019 and the principal of the school, which helped him not just at Waverly, but prior to that at Calverton, yay, to become the wonderful teacher that he is. And so I have two proclamations to present, and then I've asked permission for each of these honorees to say a couple words. Oh, would you help me? Oh, that'd be great. I'm starting with him. There he is. The City Council of Baltimore resolution. Be it hereby known to all that the City Council of Baltimore offers its sincerest congratulations and appreciation to Kier T. Butts, otherwise known as Mr. K. Yay. Yay. In recognition of being named and selected as the Baltimore City Teacher of the Year 2019, the entire membership extends best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution be presented on this 13th day of May 2019, signed by President of the City Council, Brandon Scott, and sponsored by myself and all members of the Baltimore City Council. Congratulations. And I'm going to have you both talk after I do the other resolution. Okay, thank you. Before I do, let me just say that Mr. Butts teaches 6th grade at Waverly. He is called Mr. K. He's called Mr. K. I said that, and beloved throughout the school, and a great teacher, obviously. That's the most important thing. But Mr. Butts also spends a lot of time working with other teachers in concert to try to help the whole Baltimore City Public Schools understands the importance of equity and the importance of collegiality in helping set the right climate for the children of our city. And he's been not just a practitioner, but he's been going forward to spread that word amongst his colleagues and been part of those organizations. And we're very proud of him. And Councilman, would you like to come and join us? Because it is a Calverton legacy too. Okay. Councilman John Bullock said that they cut. What did you say? He cut his teeth at Calverton. He cut his teeth at Calverton, and we're grateful at Waverly that his bite is still good. All right. Now, as you know, there is a principal who's not just been here helping and mentoring at Waverly, but also at Calverton. And she's a great principal who we're so proud of. And her mother is here, okay? City Council of Baltimore resolution. Be it hereby known to all that the City Council of Baltimore offers its sincerest congratulations and appreciation to Dr. Tanya R. Green, Principal, Waverly School 51, in recognition of being a proud mentor and model for Kyer T. Butts, Baltimore City Teacher of the Year 2019. The entire membership extends best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution be presented on this 13th day of May 2019, signed by President Brandon M. Scott and co-sponsored by Mary Pat Clark and all members. Thank you. And now, because we have a short agenda and because it's such an important occasion for us, I've asked if our two honorees would just say a word. I'll hold the thing while you...
Thank you. The first thing I wanted to say is I wanted to thank the president for yielding the floor to Waverly and myself, as well as the rest of the council. I understand that this isn't normal, but I do appreciate you making us feel extra special today. So thank you to the president as well as the council. In the very brief words, I would say that and I've said this before, but I understand that Teacher of the Year is a single award given to one person. But as you can see, it is a culmination of a lot of hard work that many have poured into. I really appreciate the leadership of Dr. Green. Through her mentorship and faith, all is possible, and it is through good leaders that we're able to have strong and great schools. Because we have really good parents, as you can see behind me, and really good supporters, this award, as much as it is mine, it is also theirs. So to my students that showed up today, to my families, their mothers and guardians who showed up today, I really sincerely appreciate and love you, because no teacher wins this award alone. They win it because they have great leaders like Dr. Green, ensuring that teachers can thrive, ensuring that that students are able to get what they need to excel, and making sure that equity is possible for the students of Baltimore City. So in Baltimore City, yes, we do have great schools, and we also have amazing, great kids. So I want to thank you all, and I really hope to make sure that I wear this honor with distinction and recognition for the rest of this school year. And I'm going to do my absolute best to make sure that I am the Teacher of the Year on behalf of our kids and our families. So thank you.
I am truly at a loss for words, and I never thought I would say that ever. But I want to say thank you as well to our President Scott and our City Council. And I want to thank you, Mr. K, and our children. This is really an example of hard work and collaboration with our community partners. They're here today. Yeah. Mr. Gray, our assistant principal, our fabulous YMCA, and of course, we can't do anything without our district support, Ms. Tammy Miller, and Councilwoman Clark. You have always been there from the beginning. I was the principal of Calverton. I was the assistant principal of Calverton, and I hired Mr. K, and he wasn't that good when we first hired him.
Oh, give me the mic.
That's our testimony, because he had the heart. He just could not teach. And so,
all right.
It's so hard. It's so hard to find the hearts. Don't take it. But we paired him with people who could teach and had the heart, and he took it from there. And so we are thankful to you, because without your heart, it wouldn't happen. And we love you, and we thank you, parents and students that are here today, that you made this possible as well. This is an example of collaboration with stakeholders and what we can accomplish together. I love you, Mr. K.
Love you too.
Mr. President, you want to step down here? I'm not going to ask the whole council. We got a crowd. And stand with us, please, out front here, so you can be. So you'll remember your first night as including this wonderful ceremony.
Nope. Now you're not hooked on that leg. No, it is wrapped around the central pier of that.
All right. Next, I'm going to take a point of, since there isn't a consent agenda, if there are no objections, these resolutions will be added to the journal. All right. Now I'm going to take a point of personal privilege. We know that our council in the city has been going through a tough time over the past few months, and one of us had to be thrust into leadership very quickly, our Vice President, Councilwoman Middleton. She took that role as acting president very seriously. She did it, handled it with dignity and respect, and through everything that we've been through, she guided us through a very tough time. So, Madam Vice President, if you could rise, we have a small token of appreciation for you. Yep. Chair recognizing Councilman Scheifler.
Mr. President, I'd like.
You have to stand, sir.
Oh, you're strict, Council President.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to move short titles for the rest of the meeting.
All in favor say aye. Those opposed, nay. Short titles. Education. Now we will now move to bills on second reader. Education and Youth Committee.
City Council Bill 190385, gender inclusive single user restrooms.
Chair recognizes Councilman Cohen.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee held a hearing on Bill 19-0385 on May 9th, 2019. There are amendments on my colleagues' desks. I move the amendments.
Second by Councilman Burnett. All those in favor of approving the amendment say aye. Those opposed say nay. The motion is approved. The bill is amended. Chair recognizes Councilman Cohen.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the bill favorable as amended.
Second by Councilman Burnett. All those in favor of approving the bill as amended say aye. Those opposed say nay. The motion is approved. This bill moves to third reader.
Thank you.
Judiciary and Legislative Investigations Committee.
City Council Bill 190347, city property, naming the baseball diamond located in the southeast portion of Swan Park, 300 West McComas Street, the Al Kaline Field.
Chair recognizes Councilman Costello.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee held a hearing on this bill on May 7th. I'd like to move the bill favorably.
All those in second by Councilman Reisinger. All those in favor of approving this bill say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The motion is approved. This bill moves to third reader.
City Council Bill 190354, underground conduit system for cables, wires, and similar facilities.
Chair recognizes Councilman Costello.
Thank you, Mr. President. Committee held a hearing on this bill on May 7th. I'd like to move the bill favorably.
Second by Councilwoman Middleton. All those in favor of approving this bill say aye. Those opposed say nay. The motion is approved. This bill moves to third reader. Land Use and Transportation Committee.
City Council Bill 190348, zoning conditional use conversion of a single-family dwelling unit to 2 dwelling units in the R7 zoning district, variances 343 Robert Street.
Chair recognizes Councilman Reisinger.
Mr. President, I move the finding of facts.
Second by Councilman Costello. All those in favor of approving the findings of facts say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The motion is approved. The findings are adopted. Chair recognizes Councilman Reisinger.
Mr. President, there's amendments to this bill that are on my colleague's desk. I move the amendments.
Second by Councilman Costello. All those in favor of approving the amendment say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The motion is approved. This bill is amended. Chair recognizes Councilman Reisinger.
Move the bill favorable as amended.
Second by Councilman Costello. All those in favor of approving this bill say aye.
Aye.
All those in favor of approving this bill say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The motion is approved. This bill moves to third reader.
City Council Bill 190355, rezoning 141 to 145 West Hamburg Street.
Chair recognizes Councilman Reisinger.
Mr. President, I move the finding of facts.
Second by Councilman Costello. All those in favor of approving the findings of fact say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The motion is approved. The findings are adopted. Chair recognizes Councilman Reisinger.
Mr. President, I move the bill favorable.
Second by Councilman Costello. All those in favor of approving this bill say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The motion is approved. This bill moves to third reader.
City Council Bill 190366, commercial parking facilities revisions.
Chair recognizes Councilman Reisinger.
Mr. President, this bill has amendments on my colleague's desk. I move the amendments.
Second by Councilman Dorsey. All those in favor of approving the amendment say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. The motion is approved. This bill is amended. Chair recognizes Councilman Reisinger.
Mr. President, I move the bill favorable as amended.
Second by Councilman Dorsey. All those in favor of approving this bill say aye. Those opposed say nay. The motion is approved. This bill moves to third reader. Third reader for final passage.
City Council Bill 180298, franchise 26-inch OHP gas main through the lands of the Mayor and City Council of Baltimore. President Scott, Cohen, Dorsey, Henry, Schleifer, Middleton, Pinkett, Burnett, Bullock, Reisinger, Costello, Stokes, Snead, Clark.
This bill is approved.
City Council Bill 190327, zoning conditional use conversion of a single-family dwelling unit to 2 dwelling units in the R8 zoning district, variances 2323 North Calvert Street. President Scott, Cohen, Dorsey, Henry, Schleifer, Middleton, Pinkett, Burnett, Bullock, Reisinger, Costello, Stokes, Snead, Clark.
This bill is approved.
City Council Bill 190335, zoning use regulations, banquet halls. President Scott, Cohen, Dorsey, Henry, Schleifer, Middleton, Pinkett, Burnett, Bullock, Reisinger, Costello, Stokes, Snead, Clark.
This bill is approved. Committee announcements. Chair recognizes Councilwoman Snead.
The Labor Committee will actually hold a hearing on Thursday at 1 p.m. in the chambers in reference to redefining employers.
Thank you. Chair recognizes Councilman Costello.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to suspend Rules 10.2 and 10.3 to announce a hearing.
Second by Councilman Stokes. All those in favor of suspending rules say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say nay. Chair recognizes Councilman Costello.
Thank you, Mr. President. Budget and Appropriations Committee will hold a hearing on Wednesday, May 29th at 2:29 p.m. Bill number 19-0391, Supplementary State Fund Operating Appropriation, Police Department in the amount of $2,214,357. The Judiciary and Legislative Investigations Committee will hold a hearing on Wednesday, June 19th at 5 p.m. This will be televised on Charm TV. Council Bill 19-0136R, informational hearing on street sweeping at the request of Councilman Pinkett. On that same day, Judiciary and Legislative Investigations Committee will hold a hearing at 5 p.m. in chambers, also televised on Charm TV. This will be legislative oversight of alley cleaning, grass cutting, and boarding for the purpose of inviting the Director of the Department of Public Works to update the City Council on the department's efforts to clean alleys, cut grass, and board up vacant properties at the request of Council President Scott. Thank you, Mr. President.
Chair recognizes Councilman Reisinger.
Mr. President, the Land Use and Transportation Committee will hold a hearing on Bill 19-0352 on July 17th at 1 p.m. in the council chambers. This is zoning. It's a conditional use conversion of a single-family dwelling unit to a 2-dwelling unit in the R7 zoning district with variances located at 645 McEwen Avenue. The committee will also hold a hearing on Bill 19-0359 on July 17th at 1:05 p.m. in the council chambers. This is an open space zoning districts with tree canopy preservation. This is a rescheduled hearing, Mr. President, on Bill number 19-0333 on Wednesday, June the 12th at 1:10 p.m. This is a rezoning at 801 through 803 North Chester Street. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you. Committee announcements. Council Vice President Middleton.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just as a reminder, I just want to announce that the Taxation, Finance, and Economic Development Committee will have 2 hearings that day, and the first one is 10 a.m., the scheduled time, and that's for a sale of property, and a consumer tax rate has been added. So that's 2 bills that will be heard that morning. And then that evening is the hearing for the Water Accountability and Equity Act.
Thank you. Committee announcements, regular announcements. Councilman Scheifler.
Thank you, Mr. President. I know it's late notice, but this is when the meeting is, so I'll announce it. I'd like to invite everybody in this room and all those watching on TV to the Northwest Regional Town Hall meeting that is tonight at 7 p.m. at the Meyerberg Senior Center. That is on the corner of Clark's and Falstaff, where citizens from both the city and the county will be able to come together and talk about issues that affect the region and how we can collaborate and work together to improve those issues. So we welcome everybody. Thank you, Mr. President.
Regular announcements. Before we go to Chair recognizes Councilman Dorsey.
Thank you, Mr. Council President. I just wanted to, in the midst of our loss of emails here in the city, I announced here a while ago that I opened up applications for the Artist District grant program for 3rd District artists and musicians, writers, and such. We're going to push back all the deadlines for and all of our kind of points along that timeline by a couple of weeks, just to give people some extra time, because we haven't been able to respond to emails from applicants and such. So that application is going to remain open until June 14th, whereas it was scheduled to close on May 31st before. Thank you, Mr. Council President.
Thank you. Regular announcements on this side. Council Vice President Middleton, I will ask that you honor a moment of silence for the now 106 homicide victims that we have lost in the city of Baltimore. Councilman Dorsey, his first week into the tally, is slacking on his job of announcing that to you. And also, what I like to add, did you add all those that we have lost to the opioid crisis as well. And then before we end, I just want to recognize my family that has joined me tonight for my first council meeting as president. So all the questions of all that you have of why I am the way I am, you have to ask them. Chair recognizes Councilwoman Middleton.
The next meeting of the City Council will be held on Monday, June 3rd, 2019 at 5 p.m. May we have a moment of silence for the now 106 victims of homicide and their families, and also the families that continue to suffer through the opioid epidemic.
Thank you. There being no further business, this concludes the 60th meeting of the 72nd term of the Baltimore City Council.